So good to see people from Long Island and Montauk all the way up to Buffalo. This is great. So we're going to get right into the press conference. So thank you all very much. Okay. So I'm Beth Finkel. I'm the State Director for AARP New York. And it's my pleasure to welcome you all here today because we know why we're here. We are dedicated to make sure that New Yorkers are able to save for their own retirement. Today, there are 3.5 million New Yorkers who go to work in the private sector and have no way to save for their own retirement where it will get automatically taken out of their paycheck. We are so pleased that Governor Cuomo, in his budget, in the executive budget, put in secure choice so that New Yorkers will have a way to save for their own retirement. So I'm very excited to be able to introduce our Lieutenant Governor today, Kathy Hochul. Absolutely. She has been a great champion for all of New Yorkers. She is very familiar with the issue of being able to save enough for your retirement so you can have a resilient, secure age as you age. So I'm going to hand it right over to Kathy and thank her again for being such a great champion for the AARP agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. Good morning, fellow AARP members. It's great to be among my people once again. Forgot the red t-shirt. I'll have it next year for sure. Beth, thank you for your incredible leadership. That everything you do and your team just continues to awe me. We were last together in December in New York City announcing that the World Health Organization and others had designated the state of New York as the very first age-friendly state. And we were very proud of that. And I want to thank you for helping be part of making sure that people who live their lives here, don't feel they have to go somewhere else when we really want them in their golden years. And I think golden years are any year you want them to be. I will tell you, there is no age limit on how people can contribute, and I say that of a daughter of a woman who for her 70th birthday decided to start a home for victims of domestic violence. That was my mother. So I know that people keep giving and giving and giving, and that's just something we're so proud to do together. Also glad to see my friends like Randy Hoke and others from Western New York. Randy, I've been with you for your entire life, it seems. We've worked together on my first race for town board over 25 years ago, so you've been there from the very beginning, and I love this organization. But we've got some issues to talk about, and I'm so glad that you traveled from all across the state to make sure that the people you represent in your communities are heard. And to talk today about the secure choice option. I can't think of a greater validator other than AARP for this than Jean Chatsky, who you're going to hear from, because she is one we look to for financial advice, and she understands how important it is for people in their earlier earning years to have an option to put aside money for retirement. Because I know, as someone who ran for Congress at a time when Congress was messing around with Medicare. Do you remember that fight when Paul Ryan says, well, why don't we just make it into a voucher program and kind of let the chips fall where they fall? I ran for Congress in the most Republican district in the state of New York and won on that issue, and we stopped them. We stopped them and said, keep your hands off our Medicare. But also Social Security. The gang in Washington, and I can say this because I'm now liberated from Washington, I'm now happy to be in the state of New York. We got to keep an eye on Social Security as well, because we have to make sure that they understand that this is a promise made to us since the 1960s, and it is our money that has been taken out of our paychecks, and it better be there when we need it. So let's make sure they hear that loud and clear. But in the meantime, Governor Cuomo and I keep finding ways to help out our seniors and to have the option to be able to set aside money from your paycheck now. And as you're going to hear from Jean, if you don't see it, you're not going to spend it. How about that? I read that, Jean. That was brilliant. If you don't see it, you can't spend it. That is a great savings plan. So you're going to hear more about that, but I needed to continue championing on behalf of people who are not able to be here today. You represent the voices of millions and millions of New Yorkers, over 3 million people called senior citizens in the state of New York, our great seniors, and they need all of you together. So I'm going to continue my fight on your behalf. The governor and I are on your side, and we're going to continue promoting programs like minimum wage increases, because who would have thought that so many people, after they've spent an entire life raising their families, working hard, they reach retirement, and it's just not what they thought it would be. They still need extra income. So an increase in minimum wage helps our seniors as well. Paid family leave. How about having the most generous paid family leave program in America? And it is not just for your grandbabies. This is so you perhaps have a chance to go visit your elderly parents, or your kids someday will be able to visit you in your time of need with